More evacuation orders have been issued as rivers continue to rise in the Sydney region after a man's body was found in floodwaters. An evacuation order for parts of Pitt Town Bottoms was issued just after 10:30 a.m. today, with residents urged to leave by 12 p.m. Further evacuation orders have also been issued for Leets Vale, Sackville North and Ebenezer. Big Day Out founder Ken West dies, aged 64. A flooded petrol station in Camden. Residents have been warned they could face being cut off if floodwaters reach the forecast 8-metre height at Windsor. New evacuation warnings have also been issued for parts of Richmond Lowlands, Leets Vale, and Bligh Park. A man was found in floodwaters at Cobitty, southwest of Sydney, this morning. Thousands of people have been warned to evacuate or prepare to leave their homes, with warnings stretching to parts of Camden, Chipping Norton, Richmond and Pitt Town. Camden has been inundated with floodwaters for the third time this year. Camden resident Larry Burke experienced the 1988 floods and said he has never seen 3 rounds of flooding in the town in such a short period of time. "This is the first time I have seen it come up 3 times so close together," he said. "I have not seen that before," he said. IFS pump and sweep out flood water from the Camden RSL as flooding drops. As the floodwaters begin to recede in Camden, the extent of the damage is becoming clear, and cleanup efforts will soon begin. Children in the area are feeling the stress of the weather event and now the recovery. "I actually feel really bad because as I am watching TV and seeing them clean up, I feel like I need to help them," one child said. "But I can't. It is too much work." Floodwaters continue rising in Sydney's northwest. Hundreds of calls for assistance. A complement of 1,200 SES volunteers were out during the wild weather yesterday, with more than 1,200 calls for assistance and 35 flood rescues needed. SES Assistant Commissioner Nicole Hogan has warned there could be more rain in forthcoming weeks, even as falls ease on Friday. Heavy flooding on Davy Robinson Drive in Chipping Norton. "We're still monitoring areas along the Hawkesbury River system, really downstream, particularly around the Windsor area and low-lying areas in that particular part of the river system," she told Today. "Overnight, we have had around 7 flood rescues over the last 12 hours. But in the 24 hours there's been about 38 flood rescues, with over 1,200 requests for assistance for NSW says volunteers to attend to in the community. 2 people on horseback at Camden. April will continue to be wet, SES warning. Assistant Commissioner Hogan said while rain would continue to ease through the weekend, river levels were set to keep rising, and that residents could face more weather events in coming weeks. "We do know that April will continue to be wet, so we are expecting to still continue to see quite a bit of rainfall for the remainder of this particular month," she said. "I know that our communities are flood fatigued. We've had months now of one rain event after another," Emergency Services Minister Steph Cook said. "It will stop raining, it will get better." Simone Ballock is rescued, along with her dog and adopted litter of kittens, in Sydney's southwest. She also issued a warning as the rain system moved inland off the coast. "While the rain today may be easing, the risks are not," she said. Meteorologist Miriam Bradbury said the worst rain had passed for the central and south coasts after heavy falls overnight. Falls of between 50 to 100 millimetres rained down between Port Macquarie and Nowra, with more than 100 millimetres north of Sydney. Almost 200 millimetres fell around Belmont, in the Lake Macquarie region. "We will continue to see showers across the coastal parts of NSW today, but the rainfall totals we're looking at for the remainder of today will really ease off," Ms. Bradbury said. Floods in Camden, southwest of Sydney. Another rain is smashing huge parts of NSW, including the Illawarra. The rain system will instead move west to inland NSW, trending away from steady heavy falls to showers and isolated thunderstorms across central and eastern NSW. Meanwhile, after multiple evacuation orders yesterday and warnings still in place throughout the Sydney region, Ms. Bradbury said the rivers still bore watching. The Nepean and Menangle reached a peak under 7 meters yesterday afternoon, she said. It's dropping. That's comparable to the April 1988 flood level there. But she said the impact of the heavy rainfall could continue for days, especially combined with spillage from the Warragamba Dam. It's quite likely we'll see further river rises, particularly downstream today, and some changing flood conditions there, Ms. Bradbury said. Sydneysiders share stories of leech deluge amid downpours. One rescue turned dangerous at Camden. Streets turning into rivers at Corrimal in Wollongong. Overnight, 2 caravan parks near Pitt Town, in the city's northwest, were ordered to evacuate. The SES warned those living at Catai's Riverside Caravan Park and Percy's Place Caravan Park on the next bend of the river they would be isolated once floodwaters surged much beyond 7 meters. If you remain in the area, you may be trapped without power, water and other essential services, and it may be too dangerous to rescue you, the SES said, in a warning that also applied to parts of nearby Agnes Banks. The Nepean River in Sydney's west could reach levels similar to the 1988 flooding disaster.